Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Live from San Diego, it's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I think I finally figured it out. I was having a little technical difficulties on the encoder side, but perseverance pays off, as I believe I fixed the problem. I'm hoping everybody can hear me here in the chat room. I hope everybody can hear me. If you can't, refresh. If you can't hear, Sean, you're in the chat room, right?
Yes.
Let me know if you guys in the chat room can hear us. Sean, do me a favor. Type in the chat room and say, if you can't hear us, refresh. If you can hear us, please let me know. Because I don't know if you sons of bitches can hear me. Jeff, I can hear you over Sean's one chin. Okay, so I guess Dr. Myth can hear me. Josh can hear me. Wow, what do you know? We are STFU. Wow, you're telling him, aren't you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm telling him too. Smith has nothing better to do but sleep in rooms.
Myth has nothing better to do but then sleep in bathrooms. Wow, man, he's getting on you. Okay, so what do you say we get the show off to the way I normally started off? Sorry for the technical difficulties. You're listening to Sports World Radio. I am the host, Jeff Escow. We got Sean Mann with us today. It's the Tuesday edition of Sports World Radio. SportsWorldRadio.com is the place to listen to the show. If you want to come and hang out in the chat room with us, come on over to Spreaker.com. If you don't have an account with Spreaker, get a free account with Spreaker.com. It's easy, Spreaker.com. Head on over to Spreaker.com, get yourself a free account. Sign up, then come over and find Sports World Radio and hang out in our chat room with us. And you'll be able to listen to the show and talk with everybody in the chat room. If you're over at Sports World Radio and you have Skype and you want to get in touch with the show, click that little red button on the left-hand side that says Call Now, and you'll be directed right to the show. That's for Skype users only. Take a quick sip of iced tea here. If you want to give us a call, 619-663-3715, 619-663-3715 is the number to give us a call. Follow us on Twitter over there at twitter.com/sportsworldradio. And like us over there at Facebook, over there at facebook.com/sportsworldradio. Now, with all the particulars out of the way, what do you say? Hey, we do bring in that rat bastard himself, Sean Mann, the update man. What's going on there, buddy? Oh, my God, look who is in the house.
Wow. Yeah, let's see who is in the house here. So we got, the Pirates are here. It's Wes. Wes says hello to Jeff and says Jeff's got to work on some stuff.
I'm surprised freaking the Pirate fans showed up at all, Sean. The way his Pirates have been playing, holy freaking cannoli. What'd they do, win a game today for him to show up?
Well, Wes and I were actually Skyping before we went on the air because of our difficulties, and he says, you can tell Jeff, and I can tell all of you, the Pirates have won a few games. They're back in contention. Woo-hoo!
Back in contention, my butthole. What are they, 8 games? I'm not looking at the at the standings right this second. Josh, Get me this. Find out where the Pirates sit in the NL East there for me, buddy, or Central, whatever the hell crappy division they're in.
The National League Central.
Thank you. Whatever the hell. What are you looking at the standings there, Mr. Sean?
I'm going to head over there right now and look at it.
What are they in? At least they don't stink. They do stink.
Yeah,
They're
and he's
47
happy
and
'cause
42. 47 and 42. What does that get you? Second and last place in the division?
Right now, the Pirates, yeah, you're right, are 47 and 42. They are 4.5 games behind the Milwaukee Brewers for first place in the National League Central.
Where does that put them, though? Fourth place? Third place? Where's St. Louis?
They are right with the Pirates. I think they're like tied for second, actually. Because they're in second. The Cardinals are 48 and 42.
Okay, so they still got to jump one more team before they go anywhere, right?
Right.
Okay, I'm not worried about nothing.
Yeah,
I
look what
know
he says.
worry.
We were losing every game, Jeff. We were losing every game.
I know, and you want to know something, Wes? We were talking about you every single time they lost. Because, look, they go on a winning streak, and look who shows up, Sean. They lose, and you're nowhere to be found. They go on a winning streak, they get close to first place, and he shows up. They're almost dead last. He's nowhere to be found.
And on that note, we're going to run to our first commercial break.
Well, you think we would, but with all the technical difficulties we've been having, I haven't had a chance to put the freaking commercials in. How about that? So, hey, I got one commercial in. We'll go right now. We'll be right back after this quick update, after this quick commercial break.
Sports World Radio.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann with you. We do this show each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you live in the Central,
figure that out for yourself.
Yeah, nice, short, and sweet. Man, what are you guys doing in the chat room for Jiminy Cricket's sake?
Well,
there's like 30 messages I haven't even seen yet.
Well, here's what we're talking about. They're giving me hell about selfies. Okay.
Well, oh, yeah, we got to go there, too, don't we?
Yeah, West goes, Eli will be cut mid-season, Jeff. Book it.
Hey. You better hope your team freaking makes the playoffs, first of all. Don't worry about my team. Worry about your team, okay there, Junior? Don't worry about my team. Don't even think about worrying about my team, okay? Worry about your own freaking team. You guys didn't make the playoffs last year neither. Worry about your team.
And then he says Brady will break his leg in the first game. I was like going, Wes, that's kind of cold right there.
Hey, Wes.
Look what he says. The final prediction is the Steelers, they're going to go 11-5, Jeff, and you're going to be eating a lot of your words.
Hey, Wes, I'm okay if Brady breaks his leg. I got no problem with that.
Ooh, I won't be. I'll be sad.
I got no problem with that at all, Wes. I'm fine with that. Okay? He's in the AFC. I got no problem with that, my friend.
You're just upset, Wes, because the Patriots played the Steelers and blasted your team in the NFL game, so don't give me any of that.
Hey, Wes, you better hope your team goes in 11-5. Hey, Josh, write down that Wes said his team's going 11-5, so when they don't go in 11-5, I can bust his chops all about it. Okay, Wes? Okay, Josh? Thank you.
Yeah. The poor old... He goes, Ben will be the MVP. Look at this. Look at all this talk, and Jeff just sits it.
This guy's daydreaming. I swear he's daydreaming. 10-6. Now look, he went back one. 10-6, 11-5. Look at him. He went back one. Look at him. He went back one already, automatically.
Wes, I should send you that song by the Love and Spoonful. What a day for a daydream.
Hey, Wes, you just better hope your team makes the playoffs. Don't start predicting records. Just pray that they make the playoffs.
And I'm shaking my head even during commercial break. I said to Jeff, I'm like thinking to myself, and I'll say this to you now, Jeff, we have not even gotten to the start of training camp yet. It's July 8th, 2014, Tuesday,
hey,
and
Wes.
He's talking about a prediction of the NFL season.
Hey, Wes, did you put your Steelers gear out already? Did you? You got your Steelers gear out already? You're all ready and going, ready for freaking football because you know the Pirates ain't making the playoffs. So you're all ready for football, aren't you? You're a rat bastard. That's what you are. That's what you are right there. A rat bastard. Unstinking believable.
He goes, look, they will crush. He goes, with what receivers?
That's right.
the encyclopedia, man.
That's right. They are going to get crushed. That's right. They are going to get crushed. Unstinking believable.
Because he is upset, everybody, that his Steelers didn't make the playoffs last year.
Because the Chargers had too many men on the field and the referees didn't see it. Oops.
And you know what was so funny, Encyclopedia Man, and Dr. Myth knows about this too, and I got to tell Frank about this.
Oops.
Wes put on our walls on Facebook that he had direct communication with Roger Goodell. And that wasn't true at all.
Oops.
And I was laughing the whole time.
Oops.
And he says, look, Chargers ripoff, Jeff. That's a ripoff.
He doesn't even know how to spell Chargers. He's ripping a team he doesn't even know how to spell.
Because he was upset. And Jeff and I were like saying, thank goodness we were not at the Wes residence because Wes and the whole family was all upset that the Steelers got screwed in the last game because of 3 inches.
3 inches. 3 inches. They couldn't move the ball 3 stinking inches.
And he's ripping Jeff about it and says Jeff doesn't even know anything about football.
Yeah, okay. Don't worry about it. Listen, don't worry about the Giants. Okay, they'll be just fine. You just worry about your freaking Pittsburgh Steelers over there. I know you're still pissed off. I know you are. I know you are. But that's going to haunt you for a long time, my friend, until they win the Super Bowl again, and then you'll forget it. Right, Sean?
Yeah, he says we're on a roll. The Pirates are back. The Pirates are back.
They're on a roll. Yeah, they're on a roll to the cellar. That's where they're going.
He goes, look what happened last year, Jeff. We made it to the playoffs and ended a 21-year
made it
drought.
The playoffs. Jeez Louise, Batman.
Look at Myth. Your team lost because they cannot move 3 inches. Dear God, man, you know how to pick the losers. Oh, Myth, that was good, bud.
You ready to go, Myth, man. Myth is just busting on him. Hey, Chargers, I just root for the Chargers because I live here, okay? I don't think I own any Chargers gear whatsoever. I just root for them because I live here. All right? I'm more of a Giants fan than I am a Chargers fan, so don't tell me anything.
I was looking at the Steelers' preseason schedule, even though preseason doesn't mean a hill of beans, but the first game the Steelers play the New York Football Giants Saturday, August 9th. And I'm just taking a look to see who the Steelers have. They open up at home against the Browns, and then they're going at Baltimore. Good luck with that one, Wes. I know your heart gets broken every time you play against the Ravens.
Hey, Wes, your Pittsburgh Pirates play St. Louis today. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You in trouble, mister.
And I'm looking at the schedule. The Steelers do not play the Giants or the Patriots this year. So, Wes, it looks like you're off the hook. But I do know that if you were to lose, I'm pretty sure let the bets begin.
So you played
yes.
the Pittsburgh played St. Louis yesterday and lost to St. Louis 2-0. And they're going to play him again and lose again today, and they're going to lose again tomorrow. So you'll be back down to 7 games. You'll be 7 games out. I you know what? I'm almost ready to make a prediction that big deal you swept Philadelphia. My grandparents can sweep Philadelphia, and they're freaking dead, for Christ's sakes. Okay? I'm almost, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. Hey, Wes, I bet you, but when's the All-Star break?
All-Star break starts on July 14th.
And
Last game of the first half of the season is July 13th.
And how many games are left for Pittsburgh until then? Well, they got like 7 games left.
I think there's like 6
like
7
games left.
or
And
6 games
where are they?
left.
4 games behind Milwaukee right now? Is that what it is?
Yep.
4 games behind Milwaukee. They'll lose tonight. They'll be 5. They'll lose tomorrow. They'll be 6. I bet you they'll almost be 10 games out by the time the All-Star game starts.
Well, look what Wes says. He says, Jeff, we won 10 out of 13. We were dead at the beginning, but we're coming back.
I bet you you'd be 10 games. I bet you'd be double-digit figures by the time the All-Star break comes around.
Look what he says. 17th. We will be in first place by then.
Lots of luck with that. Yeah, like that's gonna happen. Okay. Good night, Irene. Lots of luck. That's gonna happen. They're gonna be. I'm thinking they might even be in double-digit behind Milwaukee. How do you like them apples right there? You like those apples? Because those taste really good to me.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Sean? Do those taste good?
Yep.
Hey, don't forget, coming up in the second hour on today's show, we got Chicago's own Frank Sprankle coming in. God knows what that windbag's going to talk about. But he's coming in, so we're going to have some fun with Mr. Windbag himself, Frank Sprankle. We'll have some fun with him coming on in. We're going to run to a quick commercial break. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration.
Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All I want is to be loved. All I want is you.
Hey, what's up, kids? How's everybody going? Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, Sean Mann, doing Sports World Radio each and every Monday through Friday right here at 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you live in the damn Central,
figure that crap out for yourself.
there you go. Now you're starting to get it, my friend. Figure that crap out for yourself.
And Wes is still going on.
Hey, you know what I like? You know,
are the best.
You know what I like about the chat room? That fans can rip other fans right in the chat room. And that's what happens to be going on here. Dr. Myth, who's just a fan, and Wes, the GF6 show, who's a sports fan and does his own show called the GF6 Show. You got to go check it out. Really good job. They're just fans of Sports World Radio, and they are two fans are just going at it in the chat room. It's a beautiful thing when stuff like that happens. You know that. I love to watch the fans and the beautiful thing is about Dr. Myth is that he really doesn't have a sports team because he lives on the other side of the pond. He doesn't really have a sports. He's just here to listen to you and I and what debacle we're going to cause for the day. That's all he's really here for. Plus, what time is it over there in London?
It's got to be like after midnight.
Yeah.
Late.
This freaking guy's up after midnight listening to this crap. And he does it every day. How about that?
Wes goes, let's see, what did he say? He goes, there you go. I posted on your walls. Oh no. If it's we are family in our walls.
What did you It's 11:30 over there at night right now. Where Dr. Myth is at, listening to this crap. And Dr. Myth is in London and he hates soccer. How about that? I love Dr. Myth. I love this guy.
Because people spend their time enjoying soccer.
I can you know what? I can almost bet that Dr. Myth has been to almost every one of our shows that we've done, Sean, in the last 6.5 years.
Oh, Myth is great. He busts my chops only for fun, and he's great to he has a great sense of humor.
Love the Myther, man. Love the Myther. So you got two fans wailing on each other. I love when that happens, when fans just start beating the crap out of each other in the chat room. It's a beautiful thing. You know that.
Speaking of soccer, of course, anybody following the soccer and stuff? I don't think so. I don't really care.
I see it, Josh. I saw it. Hey, okay. Now, I saw the new selfie that you posted on Facebook, Mr. Sean.
Yes.
The one where you were looking up at the sky?
Yes.
It only took you 35 attempts to get it the way that I wanted you to do it after you saw me do it the correct way, correct?
Yes. Okay. All right. I did it the correct way. Am I off the hook or something now?
You are off the hook because you finally did it. The hell's going on here? Alarms and everything. You finally did it the way I asked you to do it, but you didn't do it the correct way until after I posted the one at Petco Park at Tony Gwynn's statue. That's a great picture of me, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I should make that my profile picture. I might have to change my profile picture on Facebook. I've been thinking about it, but I kind of like that profile page on my Facebook because that's me in a nutshell, just lounging around doing nothing.
Sean, the new selfie you posted makes you look like you had one god dang chin. What are you talking about, Myth? I was looking up. I even had that when I was wearing a United States.
No, I know that. I know. You did it the correct way, and it made it look like you had one chin. And that's what I was getting at. If you take that selfie that you just posted on Facebook the other day with you looking up and doing it the way I asked you to do it, and you go and look at all the other selfies that you took before that, you'll see the difference in the chins. I guarantee it.
Then the 16,000 chins comments
Yeah.
are all over with, and then you guys can get off me about that.
Exactly. You were looking
What do
up.
you mean? There was not one.
Yeah, I
chin.
know.
was
That's what he's
looking up.
saying. That's what he's saying. Dr. Myth says you were looking up and we can see one chin, not 5 million chins. It was beautiful. See, everybody's giving you a compliment. Instead of looking like Wilbur the pig, you look like Sean.
That's right.
See? So you finally, after freaking seeing the way I wanted it done, now after you posted yours, I posted mine, you posted yours, Josh posted his.
Yeah, I saw what the Encyclopedia Man did with his for his selfie.
You saw Josh post his selfie looking up, right?
Right.
He was...
No, it will not live forever, Encyclopedia Man.
No, because I can guarantee you, Encyclopedia Man, Sean will never take a selfie the old way again. All his selfies will be looking up from now on, right, Sean?
Right, I'll be looking up, and probably, and when the new season of hockey and basketball or football get here, probably do a different new selfie and a new profile picture for Facebook.
Oh, God.
Yes. Maybe I'll have one where I'm wearing Celtics gear.
Okay, you know what I want you to do?
Bruins cover photo, yeah.
Okay, Shirt Shopper, one of our sponsors here, shirtshopper.net, one of our sponsors here at Sports World Radio. You know that they have a Wes. I hope you're still listening to me, buddy, because I'm about to do something to you right now, because I'm doing it to Sean, so I'm going to do it to you too. Shirtshopper.net, I showed it to you. They have the New England Patriots tie-dye shirt, correct?
Right.
You don't have that, do you?
No, I don't. I got...
I want to see you in a selfie in that shirt.
In a tie-dye t-shirt.
In that shirt that I showed you. There's only one place to get it from. Shirtshopper.net. Hey, Wes, they also have at shirtshopper.net a Pittsburgh Steelers tie-dye t-shirt. I want to see you in a selfie in that shirt, you rat bastard.
Wonder if Wes would just decline, and then because then people would get on him about his Pittsburgh
If you're an
Steelers.
NFL fan, NFL season's coming. I'm going to do a quick plug for shirtshopper.net. Quick plug. Head on over to shirtshopper.net. On the right-hand side, you'll see where it says sports shirts. Take your cursor, put it over that, and you'll see the drop-down where it says NFL. Click on the NFL, and then click on your team. And it'll take you right to all your team's T-shirts.
He said Steelers rule, but he also said it's sold out.
How can it be sold out?
That's what Wes is saying.
How can it be sold out?
True. How can it be sold out?
Get the flock out of here. Sold out, my hiney humper. Well, they also have all their baseball T-shirts over there, too, as well, Wes. So head on over there and click on the MLB and then click on the Pittsburgh Pirates and go check out the Pirate stuff. I'm thinking that they have a Pittsburgh Pirate tie-dye T-shirt over there as well. That's what I'm thinking.
They sell all Steelers stuff because they rule.
They sell all Steelers stuff. They have all NBA teams. They have all the NFL teams. They have all the NBA teams. All their shirts. It's freaking cool. Hey, Wes, I'm looking at the shirt right now, dude. It's not sold out. I don't know what the heck you're talking about. I'm looking at it right now, dude.
He'll probably need the link. You'll probably send him the link of that T-shirt because I
I'm
saw
looking at it right
one.
now.
The tie-dye ones are really, really nice.
Yeah, Pittsburgh Steelers logo V tie-dye T-shirt, man. You go over there. Ships in 1 to 2 days. You go over there and you get it right now. I just went over to shirtshopper.net, went over to the sports T-shirts, clicked on the NFL on the drop-down, then I clicked on the Pittsburgh Pirate logo, and blammo. Scroll down, and there it is. Not that difficult, my friend. I found it in about 3 minutes.
It's easy, Wes. What Jeff can even send you the link through Skype, or what he can do is he can post it on your wall for Facebook.
I found it in about 3 minutes. There you go. You can select your freaking size, and you're all freaking set, man. Look at that, man. Plenty of them right there. Look at all those, man.
Hey, Encyclopedia Man. Okay, you're busting my chops just because you're Shy Sox 1. It comes from a man who never even has paid Jeff his bet. Where the heck are you with all your New York Knicks gear? Come on, let's see you in Knicks gear. I'm still waiting to see that bet, and here it is, July 8th already. Don't be welching on the bet there, Encyclopedia Man.
See, I didn't even have to say anything, Josh.
Because I'm a witness, and so is Nick.
I don't have to say nothing, and people still bust their chops about it.
Dr. Myth is
Next
crazy.
selfie you post, Josh, better be with a New York Knicks T-shirt on, you looking up in the air saying F you, Jeff.
Encyclopedia Man, it's that simple. Why don't you just go to the mall in Chicago and put some Knicks gear on? Don't ignore what those Bulls fans are. It's because you would say, it's because I lost a bet to the host of Sports World Radio.
Okay, so I wanna ask Sean something.
Oh, jeez.
Where do you think Carmelo Anthony's going to end up?
Carmelo Anthony, I think, is going to end up... Oh, boy. That's a tough one. My first choice, there's two teams now that it's going to be. It's either going to be the Knicks or the Lakers. And if I had to pick, I think he's going to possibly go back with your New York Knicks because Phil Jackson, and Derek Fisher, who's the coach, has gone right to work because Derek Fisher already has hired some members of Phil Jackson's staff. I heard Kurt Rambis got hired as an assistant. So
Kurt Rambis is the head assistant.
Yeah, I still say that Carmelo looks at possibly going back to New York because New York is his home. I still don't picture him in an L.A. Laker uniform.
No?
I don't think so.
If his wife wants him to go to L.A., he's going. I think it's going to be either L.A. or New York now. That's what I'm thinking there, my friend. Is that bad?
Mm-hmm.
Is that bad to think like that? That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I don't know how Kobe Bryant, I wonder what his reaction would be, but I still don't think it will make the Lakers stronger, even if Carmelo Anthony goes there. It's a debate.
Well, Carmelo has spoke to the Lakers, the Knicks, when he was in L.A. at his home. The Knicks came out to speak to him, and we'll see what happens. You heard what I've said it a bunch of times. I care less where these stays to go. And I think, personally, Phil Jackson thinks the same way, but he's got to put this front up.
Oh, hello there, Frank. He will be coming in our second hour. Frank, as you know, we've been having quite an entertaining time since you came in. But right now, Frank, we're talking about Carmelo Anthony, and I'm going to ask you, bud, and I'm pretty sure you're going to bring this up in the second hour. Carmelo Anthony, where will he end up? It's going to be very interesting to see with all the moves because we don't know what's going to happen with Bosh. We don't know what's going to happen with Melo, like you said. LeBron James, of course, is the big name out there, and Dwayne Wade. I really don't think, in my honest opinion, before we go to our first update, I really don't think, Jeff, that the Heat are going to keep their big three. I know that Bosh has actually looked at maybe possibly going to Houston.
Yeah, look at Dr. Myth. Well, Frank, the amateur, has arrived. Dr. Myth loves Frank, man. We're going to be having Frank on coming up in the second hour of the show, which is in about 15 minutes. Frank will be coming in, and I'm sure Frank's got something nice to say to Dr. Myth when he comes on the line.
Well, Frank, meet the Encyclopedia Man, Frank. Here's your assignment. You go and you take the Encyclopedia Man to the mall in Chicago.
Well, hold on, wait. Okay, there's
New York Knicks T-shirt to have him wear it.
Look at Josh. Windbag is back.
We got to resolve this bet because if Jeff
hold on a second though. In Josh's defense, not many stores carry a triple X.
Oh,
you fat bastard, you. That's the problem. Not many stores carry a triple X, you fat bastard, you. That's the problem, okay? Once he finds a triple X shirt, a Knicks triple X shirt, then we'll get the rat bastard hooked up.
Well, we got to figure out a way to resolve it. Otherwise, Jeff is going to be calling the Encyclopedia Man.
Look at Dr. Myth.
Not just Encyclopedia Man, but Welcher.
No. I will never do that to him. He's always Encyclopedia Man. He's the producer of the show. He's the man. Look at Dr. Myth. Frank, the 5-time wannabe champion, has arrived. Dr. Myth is sticking it to everybody today. I love it.
I know. He's like feisty today, Dr. Myth is. He probably had a nice time sleeping in the bathroom.
I love it.
Anyway, hey, we got to go to update.
That's right. Hey, this is our first update. And, of course, this update is brought to you by shirtshopper.net. Head on over to shirtshopper.net. Get ready for NFL season, boys and girls. Head on over to shirtshopper.net. Over there, head on over where it says sports shirts. In the drop-down box, you'll see NFL, NBA, MLB, WWE, and NHL. Click on the NFL, click on your favorite team, and get your NFL t-shirt today. Shirtshopper.net. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the first update of the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first of 2 updates. It's 46 minutes past the hour, July 8th, 2014, Tuesday. The first half of baseball season, this is the last full week, just about coming to a close. Then you know what's going to end up happening. We got the All-Star break, and of course the All-Star announcements were made for players that are going to be playing a week from today in Target Field for the All-Star game. We'll talk more about that next week. But anyway, here's our games for tonight. In the American League, you got the Yankees taking on the Indians tonight. Interleague play, the Dodgers heading to Detroit to take on the Tigers. White Sox against the Red Sox. Royals at the Rays. Astros at the Rangers. Blue Jays taking on the Angels. Interleague play, it's the Bay Bridge Series. Maybe it's a potential World Series matchup. Who knows? It'll be the Giants taking on the Athletics. And then the other late game we've got tonight, it'll be the Twins taking on the Mariners. In the National League, one final from this afternoon, the Reds over the Cubs by a score of 4-2. Interleague play, it'll be the Orioles taking on the Nationals. Braves at the Mets going back to National League. Cubs taking on the Reds again for this day-night doubleheader. Phillies at the Brewers. Pirates taking on the Cardinals. Padres at the Rockies. And the Marlins are taking on the Diamondbacks. In the NBA, of course, LeBron James making the big news. He's going to be planning to meet with the Miami Heat on Wednesday. However, there has been other news coming from Cleveland that possibly LeBron James heads back to the place where it all started for him in 2003, reuniting with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I can't wait to hear Frank's take on this when he comes in for the second hour. Chris Bosh is another NBA free agent out there. He is looking at maybe possibly leaving South Beach and heading for Houston to become a Houston Rocket. And Pau Gasol is possibly looking at Los Angeles, and he's going to meet with Scotty Brooks. So there's a lot of news coming for the NBA news coming right now. Of course, in the World Cup of Soccer, you can watch all that action on ESPN. This update was brought to you by shirtshopper.net. We will be right back after this commercial break.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, what's up there, boys and girls? Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and now the one and only joining us for the last hour of the show, the old windbag himself, Frank Sprankle. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing well, douche.
I love him. I love Frank, man. I love
Hey, what's
Frank.
up? Hey, what's up, douche? Hey, what's up, beanbag, too?
52 minutes past the hour. It is Tuesday, May 8th, 2014. On commercial break, we were talking about the situation involving LeBron James. He is expected to meet with the Miami Heat on Wednesday with Pat Riley. However, news has been coming out of Cleveland. Is it possible LeBron has another reunion back in Cleveland? Jeff and Frank, what are you guys' thoughts about this? Remember, Charles Barkley even said on Inside the NBA a couple months ago that LeBron could possibly go back to Cleveland. He goes, and I think it'd be great for the Cleveland fans.
What do you think, Frank?
Weren't we supposed to be on Mellow Watch? I mean, wasn't this a couple weeks ago, us on Mellow Watch, and all of a sudden LeBron Watch has triumphed Mellow Watch here?
Well, you knew it was going to eventually. Come on.
Oh, absolutely. Now, well, here's the thing. Let me ask you guys this. Do you potentially think that LeBron's decision part 2, as it's going to be described as now, could have to do with the fact that maybe he's waiting to see what Bosch and Wade are going to do? Look, I think in the end, Wade's going to re-sign with Miami. But what about Bosch? Of course, you've heard Rockets that the Houston Rockets are going to offer him a huge contract over 4 years. So maybe this is a trickle-down effect here. Who knows?
I don't know. And Bosch lives out there in Texas, so he would probably be able to go there and just live at his home because he has a home out there and just be with his family and all that. But everybody's waiting to see what LeBron does before even what Wade does.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, could Bosch's decision have something to do with LeBron's decision, such as, okay, maybe Bosch makes a decision, I'm going to re-sign with Miami, then maybe that will make LeBron make his decision part 2 easy. Look, I'm going to come back to Miami.
Well,
here.
I don't know. LeBron is holding court in Vegas. He's got teams coming to see him in Las Vegas, from what I understand.
Well, in an effort to beef up a Heat roster that James said needs to, quote, improve at every position, Riley reached agreements to sign center forward Josh McRoberts and forward Danny Granger on Monday.
Big deal.
The meeting with Riley on Wednesday is believed to be the first meeting that James has participated in since opting out of the final 2 years and $42 million of the Heat contract.
You know what I think this is? I think this could be LeBron just giving them the courtesy here, because LeBron's going to give every team their attention. Look, LeBron's not going to hold anybody back here. He's going to meet with all the interesting teams. All right, let me ask you guys this. Yes, no, I don't know. Do you guys think, and you guys have mentioned the word Cleveland here, do you guys think it is possible that right now as we speak, 5 minutes to the top of the hour, wherever time zone you're living in, that LeBron James already has made his decision?
I don't know. I honestly don't. It depends on what this meeting comes out to be for tomorrow with Pat Riley. If he just comes out and he says, I'm going to re-sign a new contract with the Heat and try to make sure that I can retire as a Miami Heat and finish my career, this is a big, big decision. The other thing that the encyclopedia man I was going to mention sent to me today was how it was 4 years ago today that LeBron James made that decision on national television that everybody was watching. And I know, Frank, you were at home, I think, wasn't it, in Chicago, and there was a report that day that he was going to sign with the Chicago Bulls, right?
No. Actually, well, the Bulls had been speculated, of course, in terms of one of the top contenders. You had him re-signing with Cleveland up there as well. But that morning, I was listening to a sports talk show. I'm not going to say which one it was, but it had been reported that LeBron James was indeed going to sign with the Miami Heat. So actual rumor of LeBron making that decision to sign with Miami had actually been reported a few hours earlier. So really this wasn't new for me in terms of hearing LeBron James say that he was going to take his talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat. We just had to hear it LeBron James himself in order to be official, and official it was.
Jeff, your thoughts, though, what do you think is going to happen in the next 24 hours or the next couple days with James?
I think he ends up back in Miami.
I think he's cornered. All right, let me ask you guys this. And I was talking with somebody along those lines about him staying in Miami. Obviously, we don't know LeBron's status. But remember shortly after he had signed on the dotted line with the Heat 4 years ago, that him being flanked by Wade, being flanked by Bosh, were introduced not just to the media, but they were introduced to everybody in Miami. They were introduced to the Heat fans. You had almost that hip-hop-ish concert type setting.
It was.
Remember LeBron saying not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8. Let me ask you guys this. There are a lot of people that don't think maybe this was a failed experiment because they won 2 NBA titles in 4 tries, getting to the finals 4 times, winning the NBA title twice. But let me ask you this. Do you guys think that expectations were met here? Because really, I don't think the expectations were met at this point in terms of winning all of those titles. I think they should have won at least 3 titles in these last 4 years.
Well, they couldn't. They only won 2.
They only won 2 NBA. And remember, when 2011 came and they played the finals, and Jeff and I did a show about that, I'll never forget the day after when Dallas beat them 105-95. It was a Sunday night. Jeff and I did that show. ESPN had nothing but Miami Heat. They never even gave the Mavericks credit because everybody was wondering, is LeBron James going to be a winner or a loser? Apparently, he had a lot of losses in his career that he was never able to win the big games, especially back in the days with Cleveland. And, I wonder, too, if he were to go back to Cleveland 4 years later and how that relationship would be with Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert. Because, remember, Gilbert was so fed up. And remember him saying, I guarantee you, he was probably doing a Joe Namath guarantee, I guarantee you the Cavaliers are going to win a title before LeBron James does in Miami. Well, look what's happened in the last couple years.
I remember 2 years ago along those lines actually mentioning, my goodness, and this was after the Heat defeated the Thunder for their first NBA title in this big 3 era, supposedly. I said on a show I think it was the following day, do disgruntled Cleveland Cavaliers sue Dan Gilbert here for a broken promise?
What did he promise?
Promised that they would win an NBA title before LeBron James. It was in a statement. It was in a written statement just hours after LeBron was on ESPN making the decision,
and I believe
face-to-face from Jim Gray.
And I believe that was on Twitter. And then I remember Dan Gilbert was so blessed and so happy that Dallas was able to knock Miami out in 6 games, that he was enjoying every moment of it. But then LeBron got his revenge, and then fans in Cleveland weren't very happy about it. Now I remember seeing pictures of where people are like saying, oh, let's hope LeBron comes back because then we can start buying the jerseys and then the economy can start booming in Cleveland again because of how popular he was.
Wait, won't Johnny Manziel help that?
Yeah,
even if he doesn't go back to Cleveland, at least the Cleveland sports scene has Johnny Manziel to fall back on. Of course, Jeff thinks he's going to be a big bust.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do.
And, well, here's the thing, and Jeff is right, because, look, Cleveland sports has suffered so much misery over the years. They've had so much sports sports failures, and it's just broken the hearts of Cleveland fans because they always think they're close, and then boom, look at all the history. Before we go to commercial break, Indians haven't won a World Series since 1948. The Browns were not big since the Jim Brown days of the mid-'60s. And, of course, the Cavaliers have had their hearts broken, especially Michael Jordan. You remember, Frank, when he hit the game-winning basket against the Cavs.
I remember it happening twice. Wait, you know what? The shot 1, the shot 2. Don't we have to associate Cleveland sports with misery associated with and then fill in the blank? John Elway, the drive. Ernest Biner, the fumble.
Yes.
Michael Jordan, the shot 1, the shot 2. How about the betrayal on the part of LeBron James, or the decision, or the move with Art Modell? If you associate Cleveland sports, it's misery with and fill in the blank.
That's right. Hey, we're going to run to a quick commercial break. You're listening to Jeff Escon Showman on
Sports World Radio.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow new way to workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Be fire safe during the holidays. Only use decorations that are non-flammable or flame retardant. Check holiday lights each year for frayed wires or excessive wear. And do not link more than 3 strands. Never leave a burning candle unattended. Consider using battery-operated flameless candles which look and smell like real candles. If your celebration includes a natural tree, keep it away from any heat source or exit. Water your tree daily to keep it from becoming dry. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, what's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to the second hour of Sports World Radio. Joining us He came in a little earlier today on the show. Well, I said, why not? Let's just bring the rat bastard in. So we brought him in at the end of the first hour. Now we got the whole second hour with this freaking windbag.
Excuse me, what am I? You called me 2 names.
What did
I find that very insulting. Dude, I find that very insulting. Oh, and by the way, you do that hey. Nobody does the hey better than Krusty the Clown, you dingbag.
Hey, I do it better than anybody. That's why I do it.
Yeah, can you do it better than Krusty?
Because nobody does it anymore. That's why I do it.
Actually, The Simpsons now suck.
Well, I never watched The Simpsons.
Dude, you're not missing much. I don't watch them anymore. 1990 to 2004, that was the best era of The Simpsons. And by the way, when it comes to The Simpsons, season 4 is the best of all time.
So how's it going, Windbag? Frank?
Oh, wait. What?
I'm talking to you there, Frank.
Yeah, but you said Windbag. I don't know who's Windbag.
That's
Dude,
you
who's
there,
Windbag?
buddy. That's you there, buddy.
Okay,
6 minutes after the second hour here of Sports World
See,
Radio.
I don't mind that, Frank. That don't bother me.
Frank, we were talking before we went to break. You were talking about, we're going to talk about that big baseball story, but kind of going back to it, Cleveland fans would be so thrilled if they had Manziel, which they do, and if James makes a reunion in Cleveland, I'm sure Cleveland fans are like saying, maybe we're the next title town. We're going to end these jinxes. We're going to end all this losing.
I'm just going to throw up now, okay, guys?
Well, hold on. How do we know? I think this would help the Cavaliers a lot more than it would help Browns. The Browns, they still need plenty of work around Johnny Manziel. That's going to take time. Look, I'm going to say this. Don't book a flight to Glendale for Super Bowl 49. Don't even book a flight for Super Bowl 50 in San Francisco next year.
Okay, here's the deal. If King James, if LeBron goes to Cleveland and signs a 4-year deal, because that's the only deal he can sign is a 4-year deal. He can only sign 4 years with those guys. The only place he can sign a 5-year deal is with Miami. If he goes to Cleveland and signs a 4-year deal, Johnny Manziel will be out of NFL before LeBron James's deal is done.
Oh my goodness, dude! Nobody in Cleveland will see that. In fact, that's pretty bad in terms of Johnny Manziel.
That's why I'm saying it. Because nobody, from what I can see, sees what I see. So, therefore, I'm the only one bold enough to make the freaking statement, and I'll stand by that statement. In fact, I'll stand by it. Even if LeBron James signs a 5-year deal with Miami, Johnny Manziel will be out of football before that 5-year deal is up.
What does that have to do with Johnny Manziel? Wait, wouldn't this be Johnny Manziel regardless?
Okay, so
to come back to Cleveland?
Because everybody says if LeBron comes to Cleveland, it'll be Johnny and LeBron. Woo, yeah. If LeBron goes to Cleveland, he's going to sign a 4-year deal. Johnny football will be out of football before that 4-year deal is up for LeBron.
Dude, I guarantee you this. If you have Johnny Manziel and LeBron James in Cleveland, being that they know each other, I guess we'll be seeing them holding hands, singing Kumbaya, Kumbaya, Kumbaya.
I think it's the stupidest move ever. I'm just saying.
Well, here's the thing. You got to remember, when James came Cleveland and played with the Cavaliers, the Cavs sold out a lot of their games because they knew that this guy was from Akron, Ohio, and it was kind of the biggest thing they had for sellouts. Frank and Jeff, you remember about how big the Indians were in the 90s. Remember some of those great Indian teams and how good they were and how they sold out at Jacobs Field? And they had
2 World Series appearances in 3 years.
Yeah, 95, and of course they lost in 6 games, the Indians did to the Braves, and then they lost a heartbreaking 7-game series to the Marlins. So
Edgar Renteria.
Yeah, and so it's like, and then when James came, it was like, wow, here comes LeBron James. This guy is going to be the spark. He's going to be big. And when he was drafted in the NBA along with Melo, people remember how big it was because people were so thrilled about how big both were. And I remember even when I was living in Montana and then living in Wyoming, just how big Carmelo Anthony is. But the point is, James has to decide what he wants to do for himself. Does he want to stay in Miami? Jeff say he does. He won't go to the Knicks because the Knicks, like you said, Jeff, they don't have, what you say, the cap space.
They got nothing.
And James, or is it possible James just says, I'm going to take my talents to L.A. and become an L.A. Clipper? Is that possibly go to the Clippers?
Well, let me ask you
Well,
this.
want the Clippers be intriguing, however, because they got new ownership on the way.
Well, let me ask you this, though. Or does James sign a one-year deal and then go to the Knicks next year with Carmelo?
Wait, are you talking about it on an experimental level?
What?
Wait, what 1 year deal? Wait, aren't we talking about LeBron winning max dollars somewhere?
Well, maybe he says, I talked to Melo. Melo's going to stay in New York. I'll sign a one-year deal. Next year, the Knicks will have all this cap space. I'll go there next year. So I'll sign a one-year deal with Miami.
I can't see LeBron sign a 1 year deal.
Or with whoever.
And the Garden would be alive. Madison Square Garden would be selling out all the time if that happens, because he signs a 1 year deal. Melo says, okay, I'll sign a brand new extension, maybe a 3 year or whatever deal that Phil Jackson comes up with. And then his 1 year is done for James in Miami. And then finally, James and Phil Jackson sit down, talk, and then there's the big contract, and he can go up to the Big Apple. Because, I can tell you, 4 years ago today, I had a feeling that he would go to the Knicks because he did have connections there, and he was very good friends with, I believe, with Jay-Z.
Yeah,
of course he's good friends with Jay-Z. That's an obvious. I'm surprised Jay-Z doesn't represent him and not Rich Paul.
We'll see what happens. Who knows what the hell's going to go.
I'm reading this from Yahoo Sports, by the way. I mentioned this on my show yesterday, but could we see the influence of Rich Paul, speaking of which? Of course, Rich Paul is the president of Clutch Sports, and if you're the president of the agency that represents LeBron James, you're going to be LeBron's representative. But apparently, according to this article from Yahoo Sports, it states that Rich Paul has been funneling belief into the organization that the Cavaliers are in strong position to lure James from the Miami Heat. Sources have told Yahoo Sports, I'm going to read the next paragraph. It's only a sentence here. For years, Paul has confided to people that bringing back James to Cleveland has been something of a mission for him, and he's encouraging Cavaliers officials to offer no restraint in the recruitment of James, a source says here. So you're seeing the influence here potentially of LeBron's agent, Rich Paul, as maybe influencing his client, LeBron James, of going back to Cleveland now.
LeBron's not going to do anything LeBron doesn't want to do.
Okay, but there's the influence there.
Doesn't matter.
This is like the president of the United States. He has advisors, but you know what he could say to the advisors? Forget you.
He could.
And
I'm
you know
saying
who's going
to
Jeff and Frank, who's going to really be happy about that if that prediction comes out true? Charles Barkley. Because Charles Barkley, a few months ago, stated, he goes, LeBron James would be welcome back in Cleveland. He said, I remember him saying, I could see it happening, even on Inside the NBA. And I'm pretty sure, Jeff, you were just sitting there shaking your head saying, well, that's just the perspective of Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley makes a lot of sense. Look, I don't agree with Charles Barkley. Dude, I'll say this. There is not one person I agree with everything on. I don't even agree with myself on everything all the time. I'll say something, you know what? Maybe 5 hours later, I'll realize, you know what? I disagree with you, Frank. You should have not said that. But Charles Barkley, who is probably one of the biggest LeBron James rear-end kissers there is, does believe that to be true.
I'm not a fan of Charles Barkley.
Oh, I know you're not.
I know if Jeff debated Charles Barkley, I would be interested to see how that turns out. I was watching Mike and Mike in the morning. I got up this morning and saw that because didn't sleep well because it's just so doggone hot. Watched it, and they said on Mike and Mike in the morning, they said, just think how great the Cleveland fans would be. They would welcome him back with open arms.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think they would, Jeff. Here's the thing. All right, do you remember the first trip for the Heat back to Cleveland since LeBron made the infamous decision? Remember how it was all booze and all of that? Remember it was a circus? Remember it was television that you had to watch if you were not inside the Quicken Loans Arena?
Right.
Well, haven't you noticed the last year, specifically, this NBA season, whenever the Heat have come into Cleveland, how people have kind of been nice to LeBron?
I do notice that, but I'll never forget. I understand what you're saying, Frank, before we go to commercial break. I remember the first game the Heat played at Cleveland. There was booze. There was anti-LeBron stuff. I remember people that had like these T-shirts, white T-shirts that said, "We've been betrayed."
Of course they were betrayed, dude. Well, but they were betrayed because it happened on national television. Look, let me ask you this. Doesn't LeBron James have the right to sign with whatever team he wants, even if it was the Miami Heat?
Yes.
True.
Yeah,
yes.
he has the right. It was the context of it. It wasn't the decision itself. It was the context of the decision. All he had to do was release a stupid statement saying, "I'm going elsewhere. I'm going to Miami." That would have been no problem with me. Maybe in Cleveland it would, but Clevelanders have to accept, you know what? Don't you want to better your work status? And LeBron James realized that going to Miami was bettering his work status. That's the American way.
Right. And on that note, we're going to run to a quick commercial break. You're listening to Jeff Escott, Showman, and Frank Sprankle on
Sports World Radio.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow new way to workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escott, Showman, and Frank Sprankle bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk on the internet. All right, boys and girls, where do you want to go next?
I was going to the next story that we have. Jeff and I talked about this. We moved from LeBron James to Carmelo Anthony, and Frank, it seems like there's 2 teams that would be options for him. One, to go back and sign with the Knicks, or does he take his talents, Carmelo Anthony, and go to the LA Lakers in Southern California?
I honestly think it's going to be the New York Knicks in the end. I mean, look, as far as all of these visits, you got Chicago, you got Houston. Look, that's just courtesy. Carmelo Anthony is going to give the courtesy, but I think in the end, the dollars are great in New York. Honestly believes that he can help this New York Knicks team get to where they want to be. He can be the leader. Looking at it, now Los Angeles, there has been talk about the Lakers. You got Carmelo Anthony, you got Kobe Bryant, but this is still Kobe's team. I think Melo would want to play where it is his team. And I honestly think with his team, the money, New York Knicks, that's where it's going to be.
I think so too.
I think that's what they have to do is that the Knicks look what they've already done. They've made some moves. They've already brought a lot of even Jackson's staff to
and you want to know,
the assistant coaches.
And you know that trade that they made with Chandler?
Dallas.
With Chandler?
Yeah, right, to Dallas.
Okay.
Sending Chandler to Dallas.
They talked to Anthony before they made that trade, and he was okay with that trade. What does that tell you?
What that tells you he has power.
Correct.
I mean, many teams, look, how many, don't you have to earn power? That's sort of like earning respect in this league. You got to earn the power. And you know what's amazing about earning that power? Melo has, how long has he been with the Knicks for? Only a few seasons?
4 years.
1 year. Okay. But how many championships has he won?
None.
0. That is a rarity when it comes to earning that power. Typically, that power is reserved for somebody that's played 6-7 years with one team and has won maybe a championship or two.
Mm-hmm.
But for Melo to be part of a New York Knicks team for only a short period, not to have won one title, not to have won any, that says it all right there.
And now the Knicks are looking to trade Stoudemire.
What would you think about that, Frank?
Well, you got to be asking how much influence is Carmelo Anthony having in the front office?
He's having a
who's
lot.
running the front office? Is it Phil Jackson or is it Carmelo Anthony?
It's both of them. I can
okay, but who's outweighing who? Look, in the end, Phil Jackson's decisions should outweigh Carmelo Anthony. But who is doing the outweighing here? Is it Phil Jackson or is it Carmelo Anthony?
Well, I bet you Phil Jackson is talking to Carmelo Anthony, no doubt about it.
Absolutely. Because Phil Jackson is desperate. He didn't get the coach that he wanted in the first place. And for him to lose the superstar free agent, that would be devastating for Phil Jackson.
Okay, so Stoudemire has acted his 2014-2015 season option, and he's scheduled to be paid $23.4 million next season.
They want to save money for Melo.
Well, Melo, that has really nothing to do with it. But let me read this to you. The collective bargaining agreement requires all teams to spend 90% of their allotted salary cap space, and the 76ers would likely add draft picks in return to taking on beefy contracts soon to expire. Philadelphia has $30 million in cap room.
And Philadelphia needs a lot of help.
Oh, yeah, they do. And the 76ers are going to be rebuilding for a long time.
And so according to the reports, it's Stoudemire and Iman Shumpert are being shopped to the 76ers.
Okay, if you take a look at places that Carmelo Anthony has visited, and obviously we're not talking about the Knicks here. He has association with the New York Knicks as of now. But I don't think he wants to play alongside Dwight Howard. I definitely don't think he wants to play alongside Derrick Rose. Carmelo Anthony wants to be the man. And by being the man, he can only be the man on one team, and that's the New York Knicks.
Correct.
I see it. The Knicks are the likely option. Him in an L.A. Laker uniform, I don't think will look right. And, of course, L.A., in my opinion,
the man.
Yeah, and the Lakers are in the midst of being the team that is going through the rebuilding process. Kobe Bryant, is not happy. I don't think he's going to even be happy next year.
Well, let me ask you.
The Lakers don't even have a coach.
No, not yet. Let me ask you this. What happens if Carmelo Anthony stays with New York and takes less than the max? What does that say?
Then they're looking to get help and build around Melo.
If Carmelo doesn't take the max and stays with New York, what does that tell every other team that offered him money to go there and asked him to go there?
Well, that would tell me that if he's taking less than the max and obviously keeping some money aside for the New York Knicks, then they're looking for a better supporting cast, kind of like what they're trying to do with LeBron in Miami.
Correct.
I mean, that's what you need. Don't you need the supporting cast? Look, you can have that superstar, but if you don't have guys to share the wealth around, then you're not going to win a championship. And we saw that, case in point, proof in the pudding, the Miami Heat against the San Antonio Spurs just recently.
Correct.
But Melo, is just desperate because he's saying, I am 30 years old. I've been in this league since 2003. And all I want to do is win some NBA championships. He's tried with Denver. Yeah, everybody thought with the Nuggets that he could get them very, very far. Remember, he took Denver to the Western Conference Finals in 2009, and that's about the furthest he's taken anybody for his NBA playing career because the Knicks, he got to the second round last year.
You know, it's amazing. You talk about Carmelo Anthony, and you're right. He is 30 years old now. But here's a guy that has been in the league for 11 years now. I mean, I can remember him being drafted as a freshman out of Syracuse. I mean, you look at the 2003 NBA draft. There was a documentary on the 1984 NBA draft recently on NBA TV. Why do I have a feeling 9 years from now, when it's 2023 and it's 20 years after the fact, there's going to be a documentary on the 2003 NBA draft and its huge impact, considering you had LeBron James drafted, you had Chris Bosh drafted, you had Dwayne Wade drafted, you had Melo drafted. The list goes on here. But look at this. He's 30 years old, but he's also been in the league now for 11 seasons, and he has seen other guys win NBA titles around him, other superstars. Patience is running thin for Carmelo Anthony. I'm not going to say Carmelo Anthony is an old player. He's just an older player. Big difference. Older, not old.
Here's what the Encyclopedia Man said in the chat room, Jeff and Frank. The best situation for Carmelo Anthony is to go to the Bulls. The Lakers or the Knicks will not get anything in return. For one thing, the Lakers don't even have the coach. And two, how are the Knicks a viable option when we don't even know how good Derek Fisher will be as coach and Phil Jackson as a GM? He never been a GM. He was a coach yet. Pat Riley been a coach and a GM. But just because Jackson was a great coach doesn't mean he will restore the Knicks.
I agree with Encyclopedia Man. If indeed Carmelo Anthony wants to go to an almost sure thing, and there's no sure thing in the NBA, but if he wants to go into a setting that is a sure thing, he would be best suited to join the Chicago Bulls, considering they have a great leader in Joakim Noah. Derrick Rose is coming back. Now, granted, we don't know how efficient Derrick Rose is going to come back from his second major injury. But on top of that, you have the best coach in the NBA not to have won an NBA championship in Tom Thibodeau, who stresses defense. The Bulls have played very well, actually, in the regular season without Derrick Rose. With Rose, they can be a better team. So as far as Carmelo Anthony, if he wants to win a title right now, I do agree 100% with Encyclopedia Man. He should go with the Chicago Bulls. But let me tell you this, Josh Lopez, dream on. That's only fantasy. It could happen, but I don't think it's going to.
Jeff, on what the Encyclopedia Man said?
He happens to be right, though.
He is. I agree 100% with Josh.
There's only one ball for everybody to go around.
Right? But I don't think he wants to play with Rhodes.
But do you think he would have a good relationship with Thibodeau, and maybe then he can work things out where he and Rose can get along?
I personally don't think he's going to Chicago at all. I think they're out of the running. I think it's between L.A. and New York right now.
I think that Carmelo Anthony went to Chicago already realizing that he didn't want to play for the Bulls.
Yeah.
He just went out of courtesy.
Correct.
And my other question is, you can rule this team out. This is a long shot team. Houston Rockets?
No, I like I said,
I don't see that either,
no.
dude. I think him and Dwight Howard would not get along.
No, I agree there, and I believe that
that would be a recipe for disaster.
like I said, it's between two teams, the Lakers and the Knicks.
I honestly think Melo would go to Chicago before he goes to Houston.
I don't think his wife wants to go to Houston. I don't think his wife wants to go to Dallas. I think his wife told him either the Knicks or Lakers, and that's it. I agree with Frank. I think he went to Chicago for a courtesy call.
Yeah, absolutely. I also think he went to Houston for a courtesy call, too.
Right. I don't think he wants to play for either of those teams. He already has a house in L.A. His wife, Lala, is already in the movies and doing things. It's either New York or L.A. You can't do movies in Chicago for rep, you know.
I don't know if she's an actress. Well, hold on. Chicago, they do have.
Yeah, they do. I know, but where's it bigger, either L.A. or New York, right?
Well, okay. From the standpoint of the Broadway scene, it's New York. From the standpoint of actual film, it's Los Angeles.
Correct. So it's either right. So it's either New York or L.A. That's what it comes down to, you know. That's exactly what it comes down to. So I don't think they're going to Chicago at all.
I will say this. Let me say this, if I may. I honestly think that Carmelo Anthony would get better with Derrick Rose than he would with Dwight Howard.
Correct. I agree
Dude,
with that.
that would be one huge dysfunctional group in Houston.
Yes, I agree with that.
I agree before we go to that final update because remember, Dwight Howard left Orlando because he wasn't happy with it. I think, what was it? There was like some kind of a bad relationship between him and Stan Van Gundy. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it was. He's gone. He's out of there. Van Gundy's in Detroit. It doesn't matter what it was. I don't think there's enough basketball to go around in Houston.
And also, if I could say to the Encyclopedia Man quickly, the Bulls just don't have the money to pay Melo.
And here's the thing, though, too. Ever since then, when Howard left the Magic have been the team that have been going through the rebuilding phases. They haven't even really been the same since they lost that 2009 NBA Finals to LA in 5 games.
Exactly. All right, let's go to our final update of the day. This update is brought to you by Keurig.coffeemachines.com. For all your Keurig products, head on over to Keurig.coffeemachines.com. Looking for coffee? Looking for tea? You need something to hold all your coffee and tea in? Head on over to KeurigCoffeeMachines.com. Brewing perfection, one cup at a time. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the final update of the day.
Thank you, Jeff, and thank you, everybody. We are 31 minutes past the hour. It's July 8th, 2014. Here we go with the NFL. We're going to start with what's going on. The judge okays, how about this, a preliminary okay. How about this? A federal judge on Monday granted preliminary approval to a landmark deal that would compensate thousands of former NFL players for concussion-related claims. The ruling by U.S. District Judge Anita Brody in Philadelphia came about 2 weeks after the NFL agreed to remove $675 million cap on damages. Brody had previously questioned whether that would be enough money to pay all claims. So that's a story we can talk about after the update. Other news is the NFL, of course, training camp begins in 17 days. The NFL players, of course, all over are working out and getting prepared for the upcoming 2014 season. Of course, the Hall of Fame game will be coming up in August. In the NBA, of course, the big news, LeBron James is expected to meet tomorrow with Heat President Pat Riley on what his options are. If he wants to go to Miami or if he wants to say adios and maybe look at going to Cleveland, maybe looking at going to Chicago or the Knicks or maybe the Lakers or the Cavs, or there is slim possibility Philadelphia. So there's a lot of news with LeBron James. Chris Bosh is expected to max the Houston Rockets offer. He's considering it. And Dwayne Wade, no news to report. Carmelo Anthony, of course, is looking at 2 possible options. 1, to remain in New York and play with the Knicks, or 2, going down to L.A. and play with the Los Angeles Lakers or Clippers. Or the LA Lakers. Now, we move to the MLB. Here's what we got going on right now. Here are the games. In the American League, the Yankees have struck for 2 runs, but the Indians are threatening. It's 2-1 Yankees in the bottom of the first inning. Interleague play, the Dodgers, they have struck for 5 runs in the first inning, 5-0 against the Tigers. White Sox and Red Sox, the game scoreless, and we are in the top half of the second inning at Fenway Park. In Tropicana Field, the Royals and the Rays, they have played 1 inning, no score in that game. The other games they got in the American League, it'll be the Astros taking on the Rangers, Blue Jays, Angels, interleague play, Giants at the Athletics, and the final game, it'll be the Twins taking on the Mariners. The day-night doubleheader in the National League, the Cubs lose in the first one to the Reds by a score of 4-2, and the second game is currently going in a rain delay. Same goes for the Orioles-Nationals interleague play game. The Mets, they have a 1-0 lead against the Braves. Here are the other games coming up. Phillies taking on the Brewers, Pirates at the Cardinals, Padres at the Rockies, and the Marlins taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. We're going to run to a commercial. This update was brought to you by Keurig.coffeemachines.com.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration.
Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and Frank Sprankle giving you the 2 fastest hours of sports talk on the internet. Okay, what were we talking during the break?
During the break, Jeff, and here it is 37 minutes past the hour, we kind of get away from NBA. We move to the NFL. A federal judge on Monday granted preliminary approval to a landmark deal that would compensate thousands of former NFL players for concussion-related claims. The settlement is designed to last at least 65 years and give $1 million or more to retirees who develop Lou Gehrig's disease and other profound neurological problems. Jeff and Frank, what do you guys think of this decision by the federal judge?
Pretty landmark. That's what I'm going to start off with saying. Pretty landmark.
About time.
The only player that I can think of that has ALS, and somebody please help me out if I'm missing anyone else, but that is Steve Gleason, who, of course, played with the New Orleans Saints. He played with the Colts, actually, to start his career, but he prominently was a member of the New Orleans Saints from 2000 to 2007. And he was a safety in that time with New Orleans. But in his short career, he did play. He suffered ALS, actually. He suffered ALS starting in 2011, which was 4 years after his career came to an end. Mm-hmm. Now, the question is there any direct correlation between Gleason actually suffering ALS and playing football? Because I can't think of any other case here. If you could think of any other case or cases, please help me out now.
No, I don't. I can't think of any either.
Outside of Steve Gleason.
Right.
They also added in this story, however, they would then face the risk of protracted legal fight and would have to prove any injuries were caused by NFL concussions and not any suffered in youth or college sports. The proposed NFL settlement had originally barred claimants from seeking a separate settlement against the NCAA, but that clause has been removed. A separate lawsuit is pending against the NCAA. How about this, Frank? In your home state of Illinois.
I want to know who's on the list, seriously. Are these individuals players that made millions of dollars during their career and all of a sudden have, oops, we're now broke, we need money?
I'd have to find out who the list would be.
I want to know who's on that list. That's what I want to know.
I'm sure it's out there somewhere, Frank.
Well, the question is,
Encyclopedia Man would have to find that for you, and then you would have the entire list of all these players who have been hit with concussion-related claims.
Well, the question is, though, how many of them, like I said, how many of these guys now are broke?
A lot of them.
Probably, yeah, a lot of them, like Jeff would say. And it doesn't really say in the story how many of them are broke, but there's lots of them.
Okay, well, if they were better at managing their money, let's say they were better at managing their money, would they actually file suit against the National Football League?
Probably.
Oh, so you still think they would?
Yeah, yeah. Well, why wouldn't you?
Well, here's a quote. I think the judge has forced them.
Just because you have money doesn't mean nothing's going to happen to you.
Well, this is what a professor goes. I think the judge has forced them to make improvements, said University of Richmond law professor Carl, good luck with the last name, who teaches product liability law. I think she has always felt she had an obligation to the players to be sure they were getting a fair deal given the treatment to date. I can agree with that. What do you think of that quote there, Frank?
Well, I think the treatment is good. Now, I'll say this about the NFL today. I think the game has become safer. I think the game has become too safer to the point where I will honestly say the NFL has become powder puff, because over the weekend, I did watch Sunday. I'll be honest. Let me give you an example. Sunday, I did watch the Packers-Bears game. The NFL Network was airing some of their what they consider to be the best games of the 2013 season, and the Bears-Packers Week 17 game at Soldier Field was one of them. And Aaron Rodgers was sacked on a play, and sure enough, there was a roughing the passer call on the Bears because Shane McCullough had actually come in, and he just got there about a second later, but it wasn't really a big hit. It was just that his momentum forced him into the direction of Rodgers, and sure enough, he gets called a ridiculous roughing the passer call. That's the problem. There's just too much concern right now among the NFL.
Well, Jeff and Frank, you know why the NFL is nowadays a safe game? It's because Roger Goodell is the NFL commissioner. You got to remember, he really gets on NFL players for rough hits, and I don't think that's really fair. What's he going to do next? Is he going to just make this the National Flag Football League?
Yes.
And because if a player gets hit, football's supposed to be physical. That's why we got shoulder pads. That's why we got football pants, thigh pads, knee pads. It's supposed to be a physical game.
Wait a minute. What about the decision these individuals make to have wear and tear on their bodies by playing in the National Football League? It was a decision. They're the ones that signed the contract. They weren't forced to sign the contract. Sure, the money is great and all, but at the end of the day, it was the players that decided to put their bodies in harm's way. Blah, blah, blah.
Jeff, do you think that the NFL these days is safer because it's Roger Goodell being the NFL commissioner?
Does the NFL have workman's comp?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Does the NFL
I don't
have
know.
workman's comp? Because if they don't, then the players can do this. If they do, then the players shouldn't have to do this, correct?
Yeah.
Look, all right, well, let me ask you this. Let's break it down. What do you think about helmet-to-helmet hits? I don't like the helmet-to-helmet hits because it does say on a helmet, Riddell manufactures the helmets, it does say that helmet-to-helmet hits can result in serious injury. So helmet-to-helmet hits, look, along those lines, I support Roger Goodell on. But as far as a number of hits outside of the helmet-to-helmet hits, those are hits I question, and I strongly criticize the National Football League, especially their officials, on making calls that should have not been calls. You know what? The game needs to be brought back to the defense. Let's give the game back to the – I'll be honest. I would be afraid to play defense today on the account that I'm going to get flagged for pretty much every hit.
That's why Roger Goodell should not be NFL commissioner, because he's not making it fun for the fans anymore. Think about all the rule changes, and then he's going to be rough on players who make these really nasty. Like I said, football is supposed to be tough and physical. The only time the officials throw the yellow flag is a personal foul when a play is over with, or roughing the quarterback.
Isn't that what makes it special?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that what brings out the anticipation in football? It's aggression. It's violence. It's hard hitting. It's players getting their heads knocked up. Isn't that the anticipation of football in the first place?
Well, Frank and Jeff, here's more of the story. The original settlement, of course, included the $675 million for compensatory claims for players with neurological problems. You have $75 million for baseline testing and $10 million for medical research and education. The NFL also paying an additional $112 million to the players' lawyers for a total payout of more about, how about this, more than $870 million. That's a lot of money that we're talking about.
Yeah, my goodness. More money than I'll ever imagine.
What do you think of that, Jeff?
Hey, we'll talk more about this on the other side of this commercial break. You're listening to Sports World Radio.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us. And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to the final segment here at Sports World Radio. That's right, Sean and I do this show each and every Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. on the West Coast, 6 p.m. on the East Coast, and if you live in the Central,
it airs at 5 p.m.
Figure that out for yourself.
I just did for them. I figured it out for everybody.
He finally did it the correct way that time, though, Sean. Did you notice that?
Yes.
Normally he says the time that is right now, which is wrong, but he did it correct this time.
The final story we get to, Frank, we're going to talk about this one. Major League Baseball. There was a fan at Yankee Stadium watching a Red Sox-Yankee game, fell asleep. He's going to sue Major League Baseball, $10 million, and ESPN. I don't even have a name of this guy, but that's pretty weird.
Why
okay, actually, there is a name. Hold on. There is a name. According to Courthouse News, his name is Andrew Robert Rector.
Why is he suing Major League Baseball and the Yankees?
Jeff, open up your document. I just sent it to you. Open it up.
Well, I can't read it on that computer.
Okay, well, I just said, all right, because last Sunday night, not this past Sunday, but the previous Sunday night, ESPN aired, well, anytime the Red Sox and Yankees play, it's got to be a weekend series, and the Sunday game has always got to be Sunday night. It's got to air on ESPN National TV.
Go ahead.
But, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Get to the point.
All right. ESPN's cameras, one of their cameras for the Sunday night telecast, caught this individual whose name is Andrew Robert Rector sleeping during the game. It was during the top of the 4th inning with the Red Sox at the plate. The game was at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. He is sleeping. His head is pretty much slant down over his right shoulder. And as a result, it was caught on camera. And now he is suing this Andrew Robert Rector, ESPN. He is suing Major League Baseball Advanced Media, ESPN New York, the New York Yankees, as well as ESPN. He is asking for $10 million in damages for defamation and international infliction of emotional distress. And by the way, I'm looking here at Andrew Robert Rector, and he'll probably want to sue me. Dude, I can tell why you were sleeping. You need to start exercising, buddy.
That's right. What do you think about that, Jeff?
Hey, look on the back of the ticket and tell me what it says, jackass.
Dude.
You know what? That's a rat bastard candidate right there.
Fat bastard, dude. I'm going to call him a fat bastard.
Yeah, because he's falling asleep and now he's suing ESPN and
dude,
MLB.
He's also overweight too.
Do you want to know something? If this suit goes through and this guy wins, how many other people have ESPN showed on TV sleeping that this
I've
opens
seen
up a
lots of
lawsuit
people
to?
that have fell asleep. I watched several Red Sox games, and I've
you
seen
know what?
Red Sox fans fall asleep.
You want to know something?
Bad or
I'm gonna go to a Padres game and fall asleep, and hopefully they put me on TV so I could. How the hell did he know he was on
Dude, when are
TV?
the Padres ever on ESPN?
Well, hold on. How the hell did he know he was on TV?
I don't know how he found out, dude.
Yeah, you gotta ask the ESPN cameras about that.
Yeah, you gotta
How did
ask.
he
I don't know.
did he
I
get
don't
a-
know. Why are you suing? First of all, why are you suing ESPN New York? They're a website.
Did
What
he
does
Did he get a phone call on his cell phone to wake him up and say, "Hey, dude, they just showed you on TV sleeping"?
Yeah, wake up. I'm looking at it now.
Encyclopedia Man is working on that. He's checking that out for us.
We know the name. Like I said, we know the name. Let me tell you the name once again. The name here is his name. Hold on, I had the name here. Let me take this up. It is Andrew Robert Rector. That's all we know about.
I hope. I'm going to go to a game now, and I hope they catch me sleeping.
And what are you going to do?
I'm going to sue Fox Sports San Diego.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wasn't last Saturday's Padres Giants game on Fox?
Yes.
Dude, you could have sued the Fox television network.
That's what well, see, the games are on Fox Sports San Diego. So, and they're on TV, almost all the games here in San Diego are on Fox Sports San Diego for the Padres. So if I go to the game and they catch me falling asleep and it's on TV, and I'm going to sue the San Diego Padres and Major League Baseball and Fox Sports San Diego.
Wait a minute. What happens if the visiting team telecast catches you on camera? You're
I'm
going to sue them as
suing
well?
them too.
Well, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Would you sue Root Sports if the Pirates came in?
I would. You damn Skippy, I would. And I put Wes's name on there.
Because how do you know Fox Sports San Diego is going to catch you? Maybe the visiting team telecast will catch you.
How in the wild world of sports can this guy get away with suing Major League Baseball and the Yankees for putting them on freaking TV
And ESPN.
snoring?
Hold on. And ESPN, Jeff.
Yeah, for sleeping.
You know, here's
you
the thing.
You want to know what he's going to get out of it? Season tickets to the Yankees, and that's it.
You know, what's going to be funny is that I'm like thinking to myself, well, I've seen lots of other people at ballparks fall asleep when they're watching games. If you can't stay awake, then go to bed earlier. Like Frank says, get out and exercise. I saw the way the guy looked. The guy was fat. The guy was a fat person.
The guy
like
looks
a lazy bum.
Dude, let me ask you this. Hold on. I think I know why he's suing. He probably doesn't have a girlfriend because he's out of shape, and he realizes by suing potentially and getting $10 million, he'll have money, and the chicks will all be calling him.
He was supposed to be at work, but he went to the game instead. Now he doesn't have a job, so he's got to sue.
Oh, my God.
Dude, I'm going to hey, Mr. Andrew here, Andrew Robert Rector, to you, sir.
Andrew?
You need to get in shape, buddy.
What's his name? Andrew Robert Rectum?
Andrew Robert Rector.
Jeff
Rector spelled, hold on. Rector spelled R-E-C-T-O-R.
Oh, I thought you said rectum.
You know, here's the thing. What happens if we had him on the show and he says, I don't like when people videotape me. I like to have my privacy.
Then
Leave
don't
me alone.
go. Then don't
well,
go.
Look at
then,
Donald Sterling.
You want to know something? Then don't go out in the public.
And here he is suing both ESPN and the oh my God,
and MLB
and ESPN.
I mean, that's. Hey, dude, you don't want to be.
Story.
You don't want to be put on.
You know, I'm surprised he didn't sue. I'm surprised he didn't find the people that were sitting around him in the section. Why didn't you guys wake me up? I'm going to sue you as well.
Hey, Mr. Rector, if you don't want to be shown on TV, don't go out in public.
Well, then he would say, well, there is something which is called privacy.
Yeah, in
Give
your
me
own home.
privacy.
Yeah, in your own home. You're at a freaking ballpark in public, you jackass.
by the way, I don't think he was rooting for either team because I don't see any team apparel. So,
Oh, he didn't have any team apparel.
Dude, if you're rooting for a team, you better wear team apparel.
Well, on the back of the ticket, it says something about that too, doesn't it?
Wait, what is this? What does it say on the back of the ticket about what now?
Back of the ticket, it says if you get hit in the head with a foul ball, it's not our problem. If you get caught sleeping, it's not our problem. Doesn't it say that?
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't know about sleeping, but I don't know why. Listen, he's in a public place,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
meant he could be caught on camera, dude. So what? I'm sure there are security cameras, obviously, around Yankee Stadium.
What a
We know.
jack.
So wait, is he going to sue the New York Yankees for potentially catching him on a security camera sleeping?
Wait a minute. Here's more to this story before we go. The fan is suing ESPN, MLB, Yankees, and how about this? And John Kruk because he fell asleep.
Why does John Kruk have to? Dude, is this, you know what?
You know why he
This
fell
guy
asleep?
has gone cuckoo for a whole box of Cocoa Puffs.
You want to know why he's suing John Kruk? Because he was listening to the game, and that's who he was listening to as he fell asleep.
How can he be listening to it? He was there.
Well, don't you take a small radio and listen to the play-by-play while you're at the game?
Dude, this was television.
But he was at the game, correct?
Unless, of course, but hold on.
Yes,
now
he
you
was
can have television on your phone, too.
Yeah, but he was at the game,
Okay.
so he was listening to probably whatever and listening to John Kruk, and that's what made him fall asleep.
You know what? I think this guy needs to lay off the box of Cocoa Puffs.
I think you're right.
seriously.
He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, man.
Hey, that's my saying. You know how you have your Fig Newton saying? I have my cuckoo for
I
Cocoa
think you're
Puffs
right. I
saying.
think he is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Cuckoo for Cocoa
That's
Puffs.
where Andrew Robert Rector comes in. Caught on
It's a good-
camera.
it's a good
snoozing
thing-
during ESPN broadcast.
It's a good thing his last name ain't Rectum because he would get a whole hell of a lot of trouble for that.
Hey, I'm just curious, who's his representation going to be legal wise?
That's kind of ridiculous. Hey, you know what? We're getting out of here. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us today. I can't stand the heat no more. We're getting out of here just a
I
couple
can't
of minutes
stand
early.
Andrew Robert Rector either.
There you go. He's one of the candidates for the Rat Bastard of the Week. Keep sending them in.
More like that bastard of the week.
That's right. Hey, for Frank Sprankle, Sean Mann, I'm Jeff Escott. This has been Sports World Radio. Remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable.
Amen.
Peace out, everybody. We will see you tomorrow. Later.
Goodbye.
Ciao, ciao.
Hey, boy, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, didn't we? So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over. See you next time.